Hello and welcome to the Dabbler's Dungeon. We are back to dabble in the Flight from the Dark. There was a slight issue. I'm go ahead and move this away a little bit. There was a slight issue um, with the character sheet, actually. I had to update my computer. I forgot to save the file. Everything went away. I went to the end of the last video. I think I got everything up to where it was at. Luckily, I did, put in, the section, that we were in, section 18. Because it's been a few days. If I remember correctly, we just won, on the last episode, we just won the battle. Well, we won a big battle. And even though the prince died, we went off, we found this ferryman, and decided to, play it safe. We're still slowly trying to get up our endurance points by not going into combat, which is thanks to our healing, reversed, thanks to our healing discipline, and we had escaped the ferryman, and walked along the side of the lake to then fall asleep and rest. We then, I think I got back some endurance points. We are still out of meals, so it would be real good to find a meal, possibly, or else we'll keep losing endurance points every time it says that we're hungry. So we were on section 18. We we fell asleep, and let's keep going. Here we go. Section 18. You are awoken by the sound of a... Here's the thing. I realize that I don't read out loud that often. So this time around, finally, hopefully, slow it down, enjoy it. And actually, it's funny enough, speaking of slowing down, I'm in this weird zone with the book that I want to linger and, not go directly... I think it's the home guard, and tell the king what's going on, even though it's like it needs to happen. But I'm like, no, I want to explore and, maybe go the wrong way on purpose and see if we can find more cool stuff and enjoy this world that we're in. Anyways, here we go. Let's go back. Section 18. You are woken by the sound of marching troops. You climb to your feet and start back towards the lake in the far distance. Focusing your keen eyes on the shoreline, you are able to make out a column of black-cloaked figures. They are Dracarum, and they have with them, as an escort, a pack of doom wolves with Geik riders. A Kron suddenly appears above the distant trees and comes down to land on the roof of the ferry's boathouse. Oh, that guy. That guy was bad news. It is being ridden by a figure dressed in a hooded red cloak. The cloaked Kron rider appears to be conversing with the leader of the Dracarum column. After a few minutes, the column resumes its march around the shoreline, and the Kron takes to the air once more. It comes flying across the lake on a course that will bring it close to your holding place. If you wish to use the Kai discipline of camouflage, turn to 114. If you wish to ride deeper to the forest, turn to 239. If you wish to fight the creature, turn to 29. I'll tell you this. If we had higher... sorry, I had to pause there real quick. I'll tell you what. If we had a little bit more endurance, if we were closer to full health, I think I would love to fight it. The combat in this is so different from anything I'm used to. I think I would, even though I had almost a rule that if we were offered to use a trait that we had, we'll take it. However, we are in no shape to fight. As much as our combat skill seems to be a little above average, with 20 or with 10 being the lowest, 19 being the highest, and we're right at 16. I'm not going to mess with our endurance. I will use the discipline of camouflage, which we do have, and turn to 114. Where is it? There it is, 114. You coax your horse to lie down. You coax your horse to lie down, and then hastily you cover him with branches and handfuls of loose foliage. Once this wise precaution has been completed, you lie down beneath a leafy bush and listen to the approaching wing beats of the Kron. The creature and its sinister rider pass directly overhead. You peer upward through the bush and watch as they circle about in a wide arc. They are making a search of this area. After several minutes of circling overhead, they finally retreat back across the lake to rejoin the marching Drakram. You are fearful that you may have been spotted, and so you decide to leave quickly. You pull aside your cover you used to hide your horse, mount up, and spur him away through the trees as quickly as you are able. Turn to 239. 239. Here we are. As you push into the forest, you hear the wings of the Kron pass above the trees and disappear northward. You ride on for nearly an hour until you come to a clearing. On the far side is a track that leads off to the south. If you wish to enter the clearing and take the south exit, turn to 34. If you decide to avoid the clearing, you can skirt around it under cover of tree line and pick up the track further along. Turn to 118. So here's something I just remembered, is every time I pass a section without entering combat, I get to up my endurance points. Now, I have forgotten to do that for the last couple, but I'm only going to do it for this one so it doesn't feel like I'm cheating. I feel like maybe I should have 2 or 3 more points, but we'll just do it for once because I forgot, and we'll keep it up. I don't know if I want to enter the clearing and head south. I think I'm going to play it safe. No, let's go to the clearing. Let's not dilly-dally a little bit longer. Or, let's not constantly always play it safe. Let's try to do it. 34. We're going to the clearing. Here we go. Without warning, a terrible apparition clad in a red hooded robe comes swooping down from the morning sky on the back of a Kron. Its hellish cry freezes your blood. This creature is a Vordak, a fierce lieutenant of the Dark Lords. He and his winged mount are upon you in an instant, and you must fight them to the death. Shoot. I should have played it more safe. Really cool photo, or a drawing, I should say, illustration. That is what we have to fight to the death. Okay, let us enter combat. This is something. All right, we are in section 34. Let's see. They have a combat skill of 19, so 16 minus 19 is a -3. They have 27 endurance points, so not as strong as the last one, but still, fairly strong. This is a Vordak. It says and Cran, but I don't know what will happen. Oh, cool. Kron. Vordak and Kron. And the enemy has 27. I, sadly, do not. I only have 20. Okay, so it is a -3. So down here on the combat skills, we're going to be looking at this right here. So based on the -3, we're going to really want to roll 6 or higher or so. We'll see. So let's go up here and we have to fight. Oh, you know what? There's more that I forgot. Deduct 2 points from your combat skill unless you have the Kai discipline of Mind Shield, which we do not. For the creature is attacking you with the power of its mind force as well as with a huge black mace. So, our combat skill is now down to -2. which is a 14, and a 14 minus the 19 is actually a minus 5. So now, over here, we are here in this kind of section. Maybe for this right now, let me just highlight. Can I just highlight down? So here we are. Here we are. So we are not looking good. Things are not looking good for our hero. All right, let's go. That's not good. That's not good at all. So the enemy loses 2, but we lose 5. So they are down to 25. And how much did we lose? We lost 5. So we are down to 15. And we can't run away. We have to fight to the death. 9. That's real good. We lost nothing and they lost 8. That is huge. 17. That is big. We need more 9s. Come on, dice roll 9. 9. 10. 10 is a 0 here. So that is they lost 8 and we have lost nothing. That is huge. They are now down to 9. That is big. That is big. That is a huge win. Here we go. Come on, dice, baby. Be good. Be good. 5. Okay. We lost 4 each. 4 each. All right, so we are down to 11. But they are down. They lost 4, so they're down to 5. Oh, come on, 9. 9 or 10. Come on, baby. 9 or 10. 9 or 10. Ooh, 4. We lost 5. They lost 3. So they are down to 2. And it's a 4. We lost 5. So that is now down to 6. Oh, man, this is huge. This is big. Come on, baby. Let's go. 10. Yes. Oh, that's huge. 10. We lost nothing. They are dead. They are dead. Let me put this book down so I can bask in it. We are done. We are now down, by the way, to 6 endurance points. I'm hoping now that that's dead, I think we can remove the combat skill or add back to our combat skill. You know what? And I'm glad I used the dice roller there in a sense, because when I do stuff like this, there's times to be like, and roll. You just turn that die a little bit. It'll be fine. All right. If you win, turn to 328. That is huge. Huge. That feels fantastic. All right. 328. As the creature dies, its body slowly dissolves into a vile green liquid which bubbles and froths as it soaks away into the ground. You notice that the grass and plants around the noisome pool of fluid are shriveling up and giving off wisps of smoke as they die. In the middle of the bubbling puddle, a large and valuable-looking gem. If you wish to retrieve the gem from the bubbling liquid, turn to 76. If you decide to leave the gem where it is, you can leave it in its place by turning to 118. Okay, so it didn't say anything, but because the creature's dead, I'm assuming I can do that. We made it through a battle, or we made it through a section without this. We gotta go for the gem. That was a huge win. We gotta go for the gem. Are we going to I don't know. We're gonna go for the gem. 76. Maybe I should use more caution right now. You wrap your hand with the edge of your cloak to retrieve the gem from the foul liquid, but the stone is very hot and it burns your hand despite your precautions. Lose 2 endurance points. And we're back down to 5. You drop the gleaming stone to the ground and wait a few minutes for it to cool. When it is safe to do so, you receive the cooled Vortic gem and slip it to your backpack. You judge that the gem of this size must be worth many hundreds of crowns. You smile at your better fortune, then mount your horse to ride off towards the southerly track. All right, so we have a Vordak gem in our backpack now. Where's our backpack? There is our backpack. Let's see, make sure I spell this correctly. Ooh, wait, hey, look at that. My keyboard's a little hidden. We have a Vordak gem in our backpack. And we at least are able to gain one more health because we finished that. All right, turn to 118. Why do I feel like we've been here before? 118. You join the trail and spur your horse to a gallop. You race down this long, straight forest trail, and as you come to the crest of the gentle ridge, you catch a glimpse of Holmgard. On the far horizon. Hey, let's do that sentence again, shall we? You come to the crest of the gentle ridge. You catch a glimpse of Holmgard on the far horizon. Its high walls and tall spires are glinting in the morning sun. This woodland path arrives at a junction with a broad highway. You recognize this road. It is the main turnpike which connects the northern port of Tehran to the capital Holmgard. Confident now that you are heading in the right direction, you set off towards the south. As you ride the highway, you keep your eyes peeled for signs of Kron in the clear morning sky. Turn to 224. We're getting there. We're barely getting there, but we're getting there. 224. You have ridden for several miles and have seen no sign of refugees or enemy soldiers. You continue to ride as fast as your horse will carry you until you find yourself approaching a high ridge. You feel confident that you will be able to see the capital from this high vantage point. As you crest the peak of the ridge, the sight that meets you on the far side is one that fills you with hope, but you quickly discover there is also a new challenge which you must overcome. Turn to 153. Oh, this is the big one. Sorry. 153. In the distance, you see the tall, gray-white walls and glimmering spires of Holmgard. The color banners of the city guilds are fluttering from the battlements in the fresh morning breeze. Stretching out towards the east, the mighty river Edel winds its way from its source in the Derncrag Mountains, through the capital and out towards the broad estuary of the Holm Gulf. When you turn your gaze towards the distant western peaks of the Derncrags, there you behold a sight that blights this magnificent landscape. Hovering among its jagged mountain tops like a dark malevolent. I've used that word plenty of times. Like a dark malevolent. Like a dark storm clouds. Our swarms of Kron. They are mustering their numbers in preparation for an attack on the capital. In the narrow mountain passes below these swarms, you see vast columns of enemy troops on the march. Clearly their intention is to assault and lay siege to Holmgard. You estimate that the main body of their vast army is now more than 2 days' march from the city walls. The king's highway from the Holmgard to Tehran crosses the fertile rolling plain and farmland surrounding the capital. At a gallop, you reckon you will be able to reach the outer fieldworks of the city defenses in under an hour. But to do so on horseback would entail having to cover several miles of open countryside without any protection overhead. This will make you vulnerable to attack by the air from marauding Kron, which we would not really do very well against. You ponder the alternative routes that could bring you to the capital and determine 2 other options. Nearby, you can see a small river. It is the Don. It wends its sluggish way across the plain and flows into the Edel, less than a mile from the walls of the capital. If you were to abandon your horse, you could use the gentle current of the Don to carry Daune Dawn. Dune? To carry you downstream towards the city outer's defenses. The river banks are steeply undercut for most of the way, and they would offer you some cover as you approach the fieldworks. Or there is a final alternative. Situated between the River Dawn and the King's Highway is a vast burial ground. This place is called the Graveyard of the Ancients. It is constructed many centuries ago in an age before the Summerlending laid claim to this land and transformed it into a fertile wonder you see today. The tombs and crumbling monuments of this ancient necropolis would certainly conceal your approach to the city, but it is a forbidden area. You shiver when you recall tales you have heard about the nameless horrors which supposedly lie here still in restless sleep, waiting to corrupt and consume the unwary trespasser. If you will try your luck with the highway, turn to 202. Feel like you stand a better chance of reaching the capital via the river, turn to 135. Or, if you're brave enough to risk the unknown perils of the Graveyard of the Ancients, turn to 329. We are in no shape to go to the graveyard. None. Not at all. I want to. I want to go to the graveyard. The graveyard sounds fun. We are in no shape. The highway, we are in... We could be at... we're going to have to take the river. We're going to have to go by the stream. We're going to have to go by the river. I think we stand a better chance. So we're going to turn to 135. I want to go to the graveyard. I do. I'm not going to lie. I want to go to the graveyard. But we'll see. All right, we're at about 21 minutes. I'm going to keep pushing forward. I feel like we're making good time on this one. I already updated my endurance points. So here we go, 135. Oh, and we have to say goodbye to our horse, too, but that's okay. 135. You hurry down and peer over a steep undercut of the riverbank. Below, you can see a tangle of driftwood that has gathered along the water's edge. A large tree trunk has grounded on the clay bank, and next to it there is a small canoe. If you wish to use the log as a means of floating downstream towards the city defenses, turn to 223. If you wish to use the abandoned canoe instead, turn to 4. There is a nifty little picture of the canoe and that. The canoe sounds like a trap. Maybe it might sink and we might have to swim. But I feel like it would ask us to use our sixth sense if that was the case. So I'm gonna turn to 4, I feel like. And we'll see what happens. So we are slowly getting our health back, which is great, because if we make it to the end of this and we have to start the next book with very low health, that is going to be something. All right, number 4. It is a small one-man canoe in very poor condition. The wood has splits and warped, and the craft appears to be leaking in several places. You quickly patch up the worst of the holes with some clay and bail out most of the water that has collected in the bottom. This seems to stop the leaking for the moment. Stowing your equipment at the bow, you set off downstream, using a piece of driftwood as a makeshift paddle. After a short while, you hear the sound of horses galloping towards you along the left bank. If you possess and wish to use the Kai discipline of sixth sense, which we do have, turn to 218. If you do not possess this skill or choose not to use it, you can take precaution of hiding in the bottom of the canoe by turning to 75. Or you could stand up in the canoe and try to attract the attention of the approaching riders. Turn to 175. Sixth sense, baby. We are using our sixth sense. We are not letting things happen. 218. Where are you? There you are. 218. Your Kai sense reveals that there are more than just horses heading this way. Beyond the drumming sound of the galloping hooves, you can make out the shrieking clamor of Gaia war cries and the low, panting growls of doom wolves. Judging from the many different types these cries, you estimate there must be over a dozen Gaiks and doom wolves heading towards you. Mindful of what you have just sensed, you decide to crouch down in the bottom of the canoe and try to remain out of sight. Turn to 75. Love that healing. Can't forget that. Alright, 75. Peering out carefully, you catch sight of the approaching riders. These men are clad in green uniforms, and they are racing along the narrow track which runs parallel to the river. You recognize them to be border rangers, members of the regiment of King Olnar's army that polices the forests and borders of the realm. One of their small group is wounded and is slumped forward over the neck of his horse. Close behind them are a score of doom wolves giving chase. Their orange-clad Gak riders are firing arrows at the fleeing rangers, and the missiles whistle past as the rangers struggle desperately to evade their pursuers. One ranger drops from his horse and rolls headlong down the riverbank. There is a black shafted arrow buried deeply in the back of his right thigh. If you wish to help the stricken ranger, turn to 260. If you wish to stay hidden and drift downstream, turn to 163. I feel like we should help. I feel like we are, in a sense, you know what, while I think about that, let me, where is eraser? Do this over here. I feel like it's our duty to help. And I think I already put the endurance points on. I mean, we have to get the message, right? But at the same time, I feel like the king knows. Like, right? So it's like, but we also want to not die. We have to help. We have to help. Maybe we'll get something for it. If not, good karma, if you will. Let's go to 260. This could be. I've already committed. We might die. You swim toward the bank, towards the place where the wounded ranger lies spread-eagled at the water's edge. You reach him, but only discover that he is dead. His neck was broken when he fell from his horse. Suddenly, two Geiks appear atop the riverbank. They leap from their doom wolf mounts and come skrilling down the bank to attack you. We're fighting two. So I think we fight one and then the other. Luckily, we have a little bit. Okay. Well, so here's the thing. It didn't say that we have to fight to the death. So hold on. Okay. Sequence for combat. Subtract combat skills. Yeah. Round table. All right. No combat results. Okay. All right. Okay. Evasion of combat. Here we go. During your adventure, you may be given the chance to evade combat. If you have already engaged in a round of combat, the calculator is unloaded. You may lose escape endurance points and evade. You may only evade if the text of a particular section allows you to do so. There is no if you want to evade, turn to this number. It is simply if you win, turn to this number. So I think, as I said, we do one and then the other. So we are in section 260. Now, let's go ahead and do this. It is Kagazagheg. Kid you not. Kagg. A-Z-H-E-G. Gek. Rider. 1. Endurance points. 18. Now their combat skill is 11. Our combat skill is 15 or 16. So that is a positive 5 ratio, right? 12, 30, 40, yeah, positive 5 ratio. We only have 13 endurance points, but it's a positive 5, which is good because that's here. So I think even, if we roll a 1, we're in good shape here. So let's hope that this die roller is good to us. Oh, and by the way, there's a second one. Less endurance points, which is lovely. This combat ratio, though, however, is a +4 because he has a combat skill of 12. Who knows what our endurance points are, but we shall see. We shall see next time. No, just kidding. Could you imagine if I'm like, all right, we'll see you next time, and then I die, and I'm like, well, that was a waste. Let's just keep going. Okay, here we go. First rider. Roll of the die. We got a 5. This is a combat ratio of +5. So we're right here, and we rolled a 5. All right, we have lost 2, but they have lost 10. So we are back down to 11. But they have lost, what was that, a 5 I said? They have lost 10. So they are down to 8. That's big. That's big. Luckily the combat ratio here is pretty good. A 4 is not as good. Combat ratio +5. We lose 2 again, but they lose 9, so they are dead, which is fantastic. But we also lost 2 more, so we are down. I wish we were down to 9. As we now face the second rider. And roll a 1. Now this one's only a +4, so a 1 isn't the best. They lose 5, we lose 4. So they are now down to 12, but we are down to 5. Come on, dice roll. Let's go. 5. Okay, what do we say? +4. A 5 is -2. So we are now down to 3 endurance points, but they lost 9. So they are down 12, 11, 10, 9, they are down to 3 as well. Okay, I shouldn't look ahead, but we'll need to roll a 4 or better to survive this. I don't want to look. Yes! An 8. So they are dead. Do we lose anything? We don't. They are dead. They are dead. Oh, we have so much. We have fought so much in this. If you win, which we did. Turn to 156. Before I look, turn to 156. Fight 2 more people. A flurry of black arrows whistles towards you and peppers the mud around your feet. Several more Gaks have now appeared at the top steep undercut of the riverbank, and they are firing at you with their bows. You curse your predicament, for there is no cover on this side of the river that offers you shelter from these deadly missiles. If you wish to dive into the water and swim with the current, turn to 294. If you wish to swim across to the cover of the trees on the other bank, turn to 245. Let's get our health back. I mean, we're avoiding arrows now, so maybe they can't cross the water. Get to the other bank, to the trees. Yeah, let's go to the other bank, to the trees. I don't want to die. For all I know, the current could come and take me away, and that just wouldn't be good. All right, so 245. Yes, 245. Arrows pierce the surface of the river above, but they are greatly slowed by the water and sink harmlessly past you as you swim submerged towards the opposite bank. When you feel the river bottom grazing your knees, you quickly stand up and wade through the remaining yards to the shoreline. The Geiks continue to fire at you for a minute or so, but when they realize that you are now beyond the range of their bows, and they are wasting their arrows, they cease firing and remount their doom wolves. From the cover of the trees that fringe this part of the riverbank, you watch as they race away to join up with their fell comrades and continue their merciless chase of the border rangers. Turn to 190. Heal us, baby, heal us. 190. Oh, man. All right. We are in 190. For that, I believe, was a lot of... That was a lot. We've already gotten our health back. We fought 1, 2, 3 people this go. And we're still alive. We have 5 endurance points left. We got ourselves the gem though. And the MVP though, of course, is this die roll. This die roller has been fantastic. But yeah, so until next time, as we continue to dabble in a flight from the dark, we are made it across the riverbank. Till next time, friend. That was a lot. That was exciting. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. We'll see ya.